if you're working with white women, man, you better get another hustle. Because working with white women is like walking on eggshells every day. Trust me, I know. I lost a $90,000 job. Just got promoted. Only had that position for 1 fucking month. And from day one, this white bitch was gunning for me. I was naive. I couldn't believe it. I was with the company for 9 years. Within 1 month of leaving my comfort zone, being around all brothers and sisters, worked under a white woman, directly reporting to a white woman. In 1 month, I was fired. The first day that I got over there, investigation started. I never seen HR that much in my life. They even pulled tapes to see what type of books I was reading on my lunch break. You want to hear some real shit? This book was a part of the investigation that got me fired. I bullshit you not. They pulled the tapes, zoomed in, and said the black man's guide to understanding the black woman. They treated me like a terrorist with that company. I am not lying to you. Your manhood, your masculinity, and your blackness is a threat. Your masculinity is going to make her uncomfortable as a white woman. And the last thing you want to do is flirt with them. I would never do that. I don't suggest that you niggas even fuck with bitches you work with. Let alone motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, try to date them, man. Or you know, flirt with them, fuck them. Oh my God. Just ask you to get fired. You might as well resign. Turn in your letter of resignation now. On my bumper. You know? Anybody I had like conversations with, I was cool with. She would go back to them in private and try to pull out things that may be inappropriate at the workplace, even though we're on break and we're talking in the break room. Her word, that white woman's word, trumped all my awards, all the raises, all the advancements that I had within the company. Her word trumped 9 years of work. Her feeling uncomfortable trumped 9 years of work and dedication. I'm talking about overworking. There were times that I would work motherfucking 7 days a week for 3 weeks straight with overtime. No haircut, no nothing. Just put on my tie and go. Looking like I'm going through it, but getting to it. That level of dedication is thrown out the window because of the uncomfortability of a white woman working with a hardworking black man. Talk to me. So you talking to a nigga that's been there. And I suggest any of you niggas, like I said, get you a side hustle or always be networking for the next job, because working under white women, you're going to be walking on eggshells. If you sneeze wrong, you know, if you sneeze wrong, she's going to try to get you fired. This is what they do. What's going on with the super chats, family? Y'all ain't got no love for church? Y'all don't got no love for the church? What is it? Hey, yo, boot that dickhead out of here who said the sound ain't working, man. Boot him out, man. Put him on timeout. We can't tolerate stupidity, man. Can't tolerate stupidity, man. But again, the white woman's work ethic is shitty at best. But her complaint game is crazy. Her complaint game is crazy. Check it out.
I just graduated from college last week, Harvard actually, and I started my new job on Monday. So obviously on Sunday night, I wanted to go out with my friends and celebrate.
Hold on,
it was a late night, so Monday morning, first.
Okay. We back. Let me pull it up, man. You know how you motherfuckers be playing, man. They playing games. Can you hear me? Yo, let me get some ones in the chat if you can hear me, man. All right, man. You niggas killing me, man, with this shit.
Graduated from college last week, Harvard actually, and I started my new job on Monday. So obviously on Sunday night, I wanted to go out with my friends and celebrate. It was a late night, so Monday morning, first day, I rolled in around 10:30, set up my desk, and my boss, my white male boss, had the audacity to come up to me and say, "Where have you been?" Where have I been? Well, I've been celebrating, and I've been partying, and then I've been sleeping.
And black man, I need you to know that you can't do what white women do. Okay? Just because she did it, don't mean you can. And you can't out-complain her. Because you can't jump in front of it and try to snitch first and all that and document all that, but she's still a white woman. So she can feel like she's being attacked, and then they can use this word. This is another thing that they use: hostile work environment. So what that means is this is another way for them to get out of shit. They'll claim it's a hostile work environment, which means that you were doing retaliative complaints to HR. This is something that black men don't usually tap into. The hostile work environment excuse and the retaliative complaints to HR. Because you can always claim retaliation. But see, what she'll do is she'll say, yeah, he tried to do this. He's always looking at me and I turned him down or something like that, some old imaginary shit. And he's trying to retaliate. They're going to believe her. They always believe the bitch.
And I've been resting because you know what? This is a stressful time. And you know what? I feel a little bit pressured and a little bit endangered right now. I do not feel safe. So I'll just leave and come back when you change your tune, Mr. White Male Boss. And you know what he said to me? He said, "You can pack up your stuff and go." And I said, "What did you just say to me? I can pack up my stuff and go? I'm fired just because I was late on my first day to work and because I'm not doing anything? Are you kidding me?" I mean, talk about sexism. This is the white male patriarchy at work.
See, and this is what they come in. They come in. This is why I tell you, it's terrible working with women because they're activists. They're in the workplace being fucking activists. You know what I'm saying? Fighting for nothingness. And this is what ruins companies. Women. Women ruin companies. It's safe to say that. Women don't belong in companies. You know? Put them in hospitals. Put them in schools. But when it comes to progressing a company and actually, when it's in black and white, get the work done, do what's best for the company, not what you feel, women just don't measure up. They don't measure up, man. They don't measure up.
Right here. Talk about discrimination. So now it's Tuesday. I'm back. I've got my protesting signs in the trunk, and I am going to show them who's boss. And I am going to show them that this millennial generation is not taking that crap from baby boomers, Gen Xers, okay? We are going to do whatever we want to. And if we can't do that, and if we don't feel safe, then we're just going to quit. And that is a real threat. You heard it here first.
Now, imagine if this woman was in leadership. With all these emotions and all this shit, imagine if she was in leadership. It's so rare that they cancel women. Women can go online on Twitter and say the craziest shit like this and still get jobs, still keep their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, TikTok, things of that nature. Your free thinking straight black ass, if you go online on your off day and speak your fucking mind, you will be in the office. You will be in the office. And that just goes to show you the power of just being a white woman. I wouldn't be surprised if she filed a goddamn lawsuit and they had to give her a goddamn job back. In the workplace, most men are scared of women now. You have to think about it. Women are not good workers when it comes to actually having to produce product, critical thinking, or labor. Just think about this. If it was let's say it was a Ford motor plant and they was making Ford Tauruses or Ford Explorers or Ford Expeditions, whatever. They had to make these cars and these trucks. And you hire a whole building full of women only. Only. Could they make more cars and trucks than a building filled with all men? We all know the answer to that. Half them hoes would call off. You have bitches getting hurt on the job. They would be more of a liability than an asset to the company. Ford would spend more time dealing with their complaints, injuries, bickering, than actually getting product out. The men's plant would be getting it done. Black men drool over overtime. White women run from it. They coming in late and leaving early and getting away with it. Just think about it. The whole factory full of women, from the bosses to the motherfuckers on the assembly line. You got fat hoes, lazy as hell. Skinny ass hoes, weak as hell. Hoes getting pregnant. Hoes on their period. Hoes that don't like each other. How the fuck we gonna make some cars? When we gonna start making some goddamn cars? Would you even want to buy one of those cars that came out of an all women's factory? Does the car even work? Oh, she broke a nail. She forgot to put the fucking the engine mount in. The bitch didn't mount the motherfucking transmission right. Put the motherfucker in reverse and the trans fell out. And you still got to give her a check for that shitty work. Because she knows her rights. Because she knows her rights. So you still got to give her a check for the shittiest work imaginable. That's white women at the workplace. And when she finally decides to do something right, when she does one goddamn thing right, oh, it's a celebration. And the black man been doing that shit effortlessly with one arm tied behind his back. No credit shall be given to the black man in the workplace.
Blanket statement towards women or to...
Kim Kardashian told these hoes, get off your ass and do some work. When she said that, white women went crazy. No way! How are you gonna tell us to work?
Feel like I don't respect the work or think that they don't work hard. I know that they do. So it was taken out of context, but I'm really sorry if it was received that.
I hate when people say some real shit and then apologize. Motherfuckers gotta start standing on shit.
Way.
Kim Kardashian responds to the wave of backlash she received after
That is one bad bitch, man. Shout out to her jeans, man. Bitch is 40 fucking 2, man. Killing hoes. Killing hoes.
dishing out this business advice to women.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your ass up and work.
Let's
Get your fucking ass up and work. Most of these hoes are taking vacations way more than men. When I was working at that company, man, there was 2 years straight that I didn't use vacation time. And it was to the point where it was like, if I took the vacation, I would miss out on big commissions. And if you didn't use your vacation time, you would lose it. They would tell me, like, you're going to lose 6 days vacation. It's not going to roll over the next year. I waited out. Like, I could go sit down and go do nothing or do this work and make another 3 bands. I did the work. Because the way I always looked at it is like, I am not a retiree. I'm not about to go see the world. I don't give a fuck. I'm a grinder. I do that shit when I retire or some shit. Fuck all that. Running around here sightseeing, I'm looking at the emails and everybody jugging, getting all this money. Hell no. I got up off my ass and I worked. But that white woman put a stop to that.
Wind. Earlier this month, the 41-year-old KKW beauty founder joined her sisters, Courtney and Chloe, along with their mom, Kris Jenner, for a candid chat with Variety. And when the mag asked Kim about the secret to her success, she didn't hold back.
Get your ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
But
see, the white woman doesn't. God damn, this bitch bad. The white woman doesn't want to work because she doesn't have to. She's so powerful. She literally just has to show up and pretend like she's working. She gives off the vibe as if she's doing something important. You know what I'm saying? She makes long, exaggerated emails. You know what I'm saying? Word salad emails. You know, that shit ain't about nothing. That shit ain't about nothing. Shout out PM, man. Y'all slow on these super chats today, man. Y'all don't love me, man. Y'all do not love me. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, man. Men's guide to the women at the workplace. We're going to get into this, man.
That even now, after all of these years of having women.
Let me see what Pierre got to say. I was supervising a department, which was really 4 departments that slowly became overrun with them, had eventually to answer the one and was dumb enough to be smashing 2 at the spot. My life became hell. You did it to yourself, brother. But you got to teach the young niggas, don't go down that path. Got to teach the young brothers not go down that path, man.
And as colleagues, men in many cases are misunderstanding women in the workplace. And the reason I wrote the piece is because we're at this moment now where we've got this flood of information, books, conferences, networking groups for women that boil down to essentially how to successfully work with.
Now, let me tell you what they're doing in the corporate America. They have these diversity training classes, and then they have conferences for women. And at these conferences, it's a real feminist conference where they're teaching women that they're making that there's a pay wage, that everything is sexual harassment. You know, they're teaching them how to be victims, how to be perfectly trained victims. Then they go back and then they train the men, and they sprinkle women in those classes too, just so it doesn't look so obvious. But we're being trained to be sensitive to women's bullshit. So they're teaching you how to tone your masculinity down for white women and gays. You know, and immigrants are treated like white women too. The only person that they're not getting trained to learn how to deal with is the free thinking straight black men. How do you deal with masculinity? They don't have a class for that. Masculinity is literally fucking it's the enemy. It's a war against masculinity. These bitches do not want you to be a man at the workplace. It's threatening. If you get any notorieties, it's only gonna be, they're gonna blame your manhood for it. Oh, they're only respecting him because he's a man. Oh, it's sexist. Everything is sexist. Everything is biased. This is why a lot of men of power do not want to work with women. Because y'all are permanent complainers and you don't put in the work.
Men.
In a men's world.
In a man's world.
Right.
And so these books are great.
Listen, you know why it's a man's world? You know why it's a man's world? I want to talk to you women in the chat. For you all who think you're equal. What world have you all ever built? What world have you all ever went to war, killed, conquered, and built? You built nothing. You are a man's bitch at best. You're in the workforce because they let you. You didn't pave the way. You didn't earn it. You didn't create anything. The school you work at, you didn't build it. You didn't found it. The hospital you work at, you didn't build it. You didn't found it. Nothing you do is original. Nothing you have discovered. You're a regurgitator of what men have sacrificed their lives and devoted their lives to discover, to invent, to create, to build. You need to be appreciative that we actually let you in our fucking world. Y'all gonna stop inflating yourselves with these lies. My brother Derek coming in and say, I'm a free thinking straight black male nurse. I'm petrified and walking on eggshells every day. I walk into the hospital. Yes. Because you're in their world. The same with the school system. It's plenty of brothers that's scared to be teachers because of white women. They scared to be fucking nurses because of working with white women. They are afraid of losing their jobs. They are extremely hard to work with. If you were gay, you would have a great time.
Right? But the fact is that we're all talking to ourselves. Women are talking to ourselves. And my point is, men need to be part of the conversation. And so what I set out to do was actually to talk to men. I wanted to talk to executives about what are the things that flummox you about the women you work with? Like, what are the things that frustrate you? And I wanted to sort of demystify women for the guys.
Well, I will say that this conversation, it kicked off a very contentious conversation around the office. We've had several discussions in some of our editorial meetings about it. And part of it is because you explain some of your frustrations from more.
See, they can do jobs like this, where it's just talking. This is just talking. And to be truthful about this, you didn't even build this network. You're just an employee. You're lucky to be in a man's world. You should thank God that men built the world that you can live and complain in. But this is the type of woman right here, you know what I'm saying? The no kids. All I do is bury myself in my work and education and shit like that. This is the one you have to be scared of when you're working. Because she's going to double, triple check your work as a free thinking straight black man looking for mistakes. Everybody else, let's slide. Not you. You have to be on your A game at all times. You can't come into the workplace from a crazy night the day before. Oh, it's your birthday the day before. You went out and you come back, you know what I'm saying, and you still smell like some motherfucking liquor and shit like that. They can do that. You can't. Even if it says it in the handbook that you can go to work and you can have, they used to say this in the handbook, you can have 2 glasses of wine. 2 glasses of wine on your hour lunch. There's a lot of handbooks that have this in these companies. Don't fall for that trap, black man. Don't think that you can go take a power lunch with this white bitch and have 2 cups of wine. Because when she writes this down, it was 2 fucking gallons of Hennessy. He reeked of Hennessy. He came back to work and was very belligerent. You cannot do that. Do not go to the Christmas parties. Do not go to the team outings. Do not become friends with these people on social media, ever. Never do that. You cannot get comfortable around working with white women as a black man. You have to remain and stay uncomfortable. Because the moment you get comfortable, that's when shit is going to go bad for you. And most of you niggas have lost your jobs by being comfortable and being naive and not knowing ahead of time that what you're up against. You are dealing with the crown queens of feminism. Don't think it's sweet.
Working with guys over those years, some of those well-intentioned guys, what are some of the things that drove you crazy, either as a manager or as someone who was working for a man?
Right. So it works both ways, whether you're working for a guy or whether you are the boss of men. There are issues all around. So a lot of these things are just miscommunication issues. So one of the big ones is just in terms of communicating within a meeting, right? So. And I'm speaking generally. Obviously, everyone is an individual. But if you speak generally, women are much more likely in a meeting. Men are more likely in a meeting to speak very declaratively. So, like, if there's a news meeting where you're talking about what should we talk about on Squawk Box, men in a meeting are more likely to say, we need to write about gas prices or talk about gas prices. This is the story. Women are more likely to sort of raise their hand and say, hey, has anybody noticed that gas prices are going down? What do we know about that? Right? So women are more likely to pose it as a question than a statement. And very often, and I've seen this very often. I've
caught it with in my own.
Men come from a position of power. Women come in a position of feelings. You know what I'm saying? They want to do what sounds good. Men do what is good and what's right and what has to be done. The necessities.
Own situations too. I know that I'm not as declarative sometimes.
Women make horrible leaders. This is why we really need to get bitches out of politics. Politics is the worst place for women to ever be, man. Here you got these stupid bitches fucking up our fucking lives with these laws. Shout out to my man, Dijon. He say, I had a guy I went to school with, turned gay, and he's a male nurse. Funny how he's doing well because he went from being an uncompromised black male to being a protected class in the LGBT community. Yes. He now he has white woman privileges. He is treated like a fucking white woman. Like, free thinking straight black men have to walk around him with eggshells. They have to watch what they say. They cannot offend him. If not, he's going to run to his white mother. And white mommy is going to come to you, pull you in the office, reprimand you, or fire you. Once they join the LGBTQ community, they are no longer your brothers. They are white women. They are white women to the heart at that point. They are feminist white women. Their talking points are the same. Their attitudes are the same. Their enemies are the same. They are united by having the same enemies. Straight men are their enemies. It's to the point where white women are starting to hate white men, and they have the ability to tell them. And the only reason why they have the ability to tell them is because white men gave them the power to. Literally, what white men have done to white women is this. It's like going to a gun sale and you sell a motherfucker a gun, a case of guns, and you let them try it out and they turn the gun on you and rob you for all your shit. That's what white men have done to white women. They sold them the gun just to have it turned on them. They thought that these women was going to be with them, go to war with them, and shoot. And they had the same enemy. Well, her treacherous ass turned around and pointed the gun at you, white man, and said, feminism is here to stay. Fuck toxic masculinity. That's what the white woman done to the white man. Now he's scared. Now he needs allies to fight against this machine that he created, that he empowered, that he gave weapons, that he weaponized. He weaponized the white woman's complaints, took her seriously, gave her a microphone, allowed her to talk, allowed her to be liberated, and now he can't control her. He has absolutely no control over the white woman. Now she is the most powerful force on earth. And she don't even gotta pull a trigger. She just duped you into creating dumbass laws that favor her. And she utilized the shit that you created against you. Against all men. It's a hostile takeover. They done took over your companies with the laws and bylaws that you created, that you signed off for. You're losing your companies to feminist white women. That's the truth. Now, the black man and the white man, we side by side now. We both feeling the pain. But we got to tell it like it is. You had the power. As a white man, you had the power. You shifted your power to her. Now we're both fucked. Now we're both in her sights. Now we're both targets of her. She doesn't mind the immigrant. She doesn't mind the gays. She don't mind the black woman. As long as they are subordinate and obey, which they do. But that free-thinking straight black man and that free-thinking white man, they are trying to eliminate. You see, black men were dealing with this hell for a long time. Now white men are getting a piece of it. That's why you got people like Mike Pence stepping out saying, hell no, I do not want to be alone with no white woman. No woman, nobody who reports to the white woman, which would be a black woman. Working with a black woman is just like working with a white woman. She's just a white woman with a weave. She has the same goals every day as a white woman. Who's she gonna get fired today? So this you brothers gotta wake up, man. This is scary.
I know that that's a problem. I think it's from the way we're brought up. We're brought up to be polite.
That's right.
And not ruffle feathers when you get into these things.
That's right. It stems all the way back from childhood. And it's not that the guys are trying to squish the women, but it is that the men very often don't hear the woman's point of view, or A man will make the point later, and he gets the credit for the
But
idea.
so then what becomes the answer? Because oftentimes when women are quote unquote assertive,
That's projection. White women take credit for everything when they got power. They are treacherous in the workplace.
then they're criticized for being
Yes.
too assertive, if you will.
That is correct. That is correct. So my point is that in the same way that we need to understand men in a meeting, they need to understand us. So I talked to men who are really working on this issue, and one executive I spoke to said that he makes a point within a meeting, when he runs the meeting, if a woman makes a point and it's overlooked, and then a man makes it later and everybody's nodding, he goes back to the woman and he says, you know what, you're the one who made the point. Why don't you elaborate on that for us? So it's going both.
See, we got to tailor make everything, make sure she doesn't feel offended. You know what I'm saying? She said it, but she ain't said it with her motherfucking chest, nigga. She ain't mean it.
Ways.
One of the other things I noticed that you said was when you were a manager, you were surprised that the men were constantly coming in asking for raises, promotions, bigger offices, and women didn't do that.
Women didn't do that. I didn't do that. I had no idea.
You see how they're lying? You know these bitches are always asking for fucking raises. Always got a list of demands. Come on, man. Even from the orientations, man. All these bitches care about is vacations. They do enough to not get rolled up, enough to not get fired. Women only work enough to not get fired. They're not giving you excellent, overachieving motherfucking effort. Let's stop the bullshit. They're not overachievers.
This was going on, right? And you know, part of it is that women. There's actually a recent study that finds that men are 4 times more likely to ask for a raise than women. And when women do ask, they ask for 30%.
If a man asks for a raise, it's because he bust his fucking ass for it. If a woman asks for a raise, it's because she gave up some ass for it. Let's cut the shit.
Less than men. Wow. And it's a big reason why we have
men work harder, work longer hours. Men pick up the pieces when you call off. Remember that.
The wage gap. And the thing is that, these books, Lean In, Wonderful, all these books tell us this. We know we're supposed to do it, but we don't. And so, again, this is something that some of the executives that I spoke with, the men executives who I spoke to, said that they now encourage the women to at least negotiate when they're getting a promotion.
That's back to training women to act differently, though.
No, this is training men. The men say that the men are proactively doing this. Mm-hmm. The other thing the other related issue is promotions, where women don't put their hands up for promotions. As one executive I spoke to said, he said, if I've got an opening and it's got 5 criteria.
Let me tell you something. When women find, what I noticed too, when women at the workplace, they find a nice pocket, a nice niche where they don't have to do too much work and still get really good pay, they're staying in that position. Women are not ambitious when it comes to fucking work. Straight the fuck up. They're not ambitious. You know, when they find a nice pocket, you know what I'm saying, within the workplace where they don't have a whole lot of responsibility, they don't have a whole lot of expectations, but the pay is good, she'll stay there. Because if she goes anywhere else, they're gonna actually make her own her fucking money, and she might actually have to show some motherfucking some results. That's women. That's why they are a nuisance at the job.
Criteria, and a woman has 4 of them, she'll sit on her hands. But the man with 1 of them is like raising his hand, like, pick me. and as he said, he now makes it a point to go and find the women in the organization who are qualified and say, you have to put your hand up. It doesn't mean you're going to get the job, but you need to be in the pool of people who have put their hand up.
So let me get this straight. These bosses are such kiss asses to women. They're running around asking them to go ask for a promotion. So you got to motivate these women to even want to be ambitious to go to the next level because they don't want to do it. And while you're on the search for this ambitious woman that doesn't exist, you passed up several free-thinking, straight black men who can't wait to do this work. You know? Who can't wait to do this work, and you want to just slap the job to the one of those unmotivated, underachieving bitches in the company. That's how they do the black man. That's how it is working around white women.
Our series, what are the new rules about how the workplace is changing in the wake of the Me Too and Time's Up movements? There are still long-standing inequalities raised.
What's the Time's Up movement? I ain't heard about that one. That's probably some new feminist shit. You know? See, usually in the workplace, you'll be working around like German shepherds with a haircut like this. She reports directly to the white woman. Don't be friends with her. She's gonna report you right to the white woman.
Fresh questions about power, about pay. Deb Roberts is here, and you've been talking to I love this group of people that you're talking with.
It's been so interesting, Robin, because really we all know that for weeks there have been lots of private discussions about this powerful movement, men feeling anxious, some women feeling frustrated and angry. Well, this morning we're taking those conversations public.
Women always bring their frustrations and anger to work. You know, as a man, as a free-thinking straight black man, when I would have my frustrations at work, I would show up to work 30 minutes early. Either sit in my car, drink some coffee, relax, calm down. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's another thing with the free-thinking straight black man. We're always on time. We're always on time. You know, we get there early. Like my father always instilled that in me. My father gets to work an hour early because he takes that hour to clear his mind so he can go into work with a clear mind and prepare himself for the work. We're making that transition from being off, whatever you were dealing with in your personal life, to coming in and handling business. Women come in 2 minutes before it's time to punch in, scrambling and everything like that, still dealing with the same shit that they was dealing with before they even got in the car. Still having the same text message and arguments or whatever the fuck they got going on. They bring their bullshit to work, but you can't say anything about it because you are a free-thinking straight black man and you pose a threat. And believe me, none of your coming to work on time, early, being there, you know what I'm saying, counts. It counts for you. The white woman is not going to give you no props for that. And in fact, the one time that you ever may be running behind, it's documented. I don't want you to think that the rules are fair for you as a man. Don't expect them to be. See, when you expect the worst, you'll never be disappointed. That's why I always tell y'all, expect the worst, never be disappointed. Don't get a bitch the benefit of the doubt, the benefit of the bitch. Always think that these people are your enemies, and you'll never be fooled. You will never be fooled.
We're hearing how men and women from different walks of life are dealing with their experiences and their fears during these changing times.
Where's Amy Poehler?
At this year's Golden Globes, a comic look at mansplaining with host Seth Meyers and Amy Poehler.
I do the setup and then you do the punchline.
Oh, is that how it works? You're explaining something I already know. Is this the mansplaining part of the evening?
Have you ever had a man?
This all this mansplaining shit. So what they want to do is silence men. Men can't talk now. We got to thank feminism for this. Like I said, racism is better than feminism. At least we had our own water fountain. Feminism, you can't drink no water. That's how they did it. That's how they doing the free thinking straight black man. Haven't you all had enough water? Save some water for the LGBT. Save some water for women. Save some water for illegal migrants. You're gonna really drink water while everybody else is thirsty? Haven't you had enough? That's what they do to us.
And take credit for your work? Mansplaining, as they say?
I'm glad there's a term for it now.
Is there?
Finally, there's a term for it because we all knew it. We just didn't know what to call it.
I mean,
salute, salute, salute. One of our big sponsors just came in, man. Be the boss of your motorcycle. Okay, let me give you a wrench. Seem like you're new to the channel. Got your moderator wrench. Appreciate you, man. $100 super chat. Make some noise for the brother, man. Say, what's up, Jap? I have a YouTube channel as well and watch and listen to yours often. I appreciate the work you put in, hence the donation. Good stuff, brother. Keep it up, you pervert. Appreciate it, perv! Shout out, man. Appreciate that, man. There's not a lot of brothers out here speaking up for men, man. There's a lot of brothers hating on men, but I got y'all back, man. Unapologetically masculine over here. Let's go.
I've been in a meeting before where I said something and somehow it wasn't really acknowledged.
Oh, hold on. Another fucking sponsor coming through with the $50 holler, man. Man, much love. Who this? Lord Johnson coming through with the $50 holler on the super chat. Can't wait to open the phone lines. I got y'all, man. I got y'all. When the sponsors come through, that's when I open up the lines, man. Because that just shows me that, you know what I'm saying, that the show is received the right way. And that, you know, we're making an impact and it's appreciated.
And then a guy said the exact same thing and somebody said, great, brilliant.
Yes. Or someone will explain something to you like you've never heard it before. You're like, oh, thank you.
You know, men explain shit better. While bitches do all that bitch babble, you know what I'm saying, and everything just starts drifting, you know what I'm saying? Men get to the motherfucking point. A lot of these bitches can't get to the goddamn point. Get to the fucking point.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
These encounters highlighted now in the wake of #MeToo.
I'm hoping that all this conversation will help not only the people who are in a position of power who aren't noticing this.
That looked like a bitch that'll get you fired. That looked like something you should fear.
Signals that they might be making somebody feel uncomfortable, be more aware, but also the people who are being made to feel uncomfortable to speak up a little.
Our focus group, 20-something and 50-something men and women from different industries.
Do you all feel freer or do you feel confused?
As a man, you know, we do have to decide, are we going to be an ally? Are you the person who just wants to be politically correct and kind of stay at the wayside? Politically correct.
These hoes come to work, fuck Trump, fuck this, fuck that. If you show support to Trump, it was a threat. It was a threat at the workplace.
Striking a nerve in our older group, power and pay. Research showing women still making 80 cents on every dollar earned by a man. But are women...
They don't work hard. God damn it. Why don't we just stop lying? Stop fucking lying to women. I've worked with them. They don't work hard. Most of the time, let's be honest, men cover for them. Women do not cover for us. There's been plenty of times where I was a fucking idiot covering the work for another fucking woman at work. Because she's going through it with her baby daddy or some shit. Or she's got to go pick up her fucking kid. And I look out because they know I was a fucking beast. Stop that shit, man. They do not fucking work hard. The only women that work hard are lesbians. That's it. And the only reason why they work hard is because they want to be men. Do you want to talk heavy or not?
And always at a disadvantage?
What I have felt sometimes is been on a job with a woman and I felt she's been treated better. I didn't think that was fair.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's the free thinking straight black man right there. He know what's going on. He know.
We were doing the same jobs, but she didn't have to do the dirtier jobs or the harder jobs. So
facts. Let's talk heavy. I swear to God. Ain't no woman gonna come in here for this smoke because y'all do not work hard.
They took it easier on her, but yet we got the same pay.
Joanne Lipman, author of a new book on how men and women can achieve unity in the office, says a few simple ideas can help, like amplify the achievements of others.
They call it...
Man, listen, man. Free thinking straight black men work their ass off for the money. We can give a damn about a pat on the back. That's bitch shit. We know you motherfuckers ain't gonna give us our props. Just pay us our chop, nigga. And if you're a dumbass motherfucker, if you think that this white woman's gonna pull you to the side and tell you how great your work is and how much you're appreciated and how much of an asset you are to the company and how we're so lucky to have people that's so motivated and so dedicated like you, free thinking straight black man, you. It's not happening. The only motherfuckers who asses get kissed in the corporate American environment is women. Because they require it. That's the only thing that can keep them going. You got to baby them. Give them a little task and hopefully they can blow it out the water and make her feel like she's important. If she fucks up, the free thinking straight black man will be called in to fix it. And if he doesn't fix it, then he gets the blame. He gets the blame for why the team didn't achieve whatever goal it is. Because they were relying on you to fix the mistakes of Karen. You said you can do it. If you fall short of fixing Karen's bullshit, you get Karen's bullshit. This is the truth, free thinking straight black man.
Brag buddies. I tell you my accomplishments, you tell me yours, and then we each go and brag to the boss about the other.
There's a movement that's been going on and it's like #Amplify, but I really feel like that could be a new rule.
And a big one, stand your ground when speaking.
Women are interrupted 3 times more frequently than men. So I say,
'cause you babble. You all don't know how to answer yes or no questions. Getting to the fucking point is something that women are allergic to.
interrupt the interrupters. You can do that if you're the boss, where you say we have a no interruptions rule here while people are speaking.
Has that happened to you over the years, getting interrupted when you're trying to make a point?
It's belittling.
Huge.
We probably all have had that.
I have to go back to my office tomorrow and make amends for cutting.
Well, that's what's great. We learned so much. Many of you may have heard that phrase, #Amplify. Michelle Obama sort of popularized it years ago. It's all about women and men, because men are a part of this too, helping somebody else be heard. Because sometimes people do sort of overlook women in meetings.
This is a fascinating series. And when you were here on Wednesday, we took up the issue about, is it appropriate to compliment coworkers, compliment on their appearance, especially.
You can't do that with these bitches. Don't you ever tell this bitch she looks nice today. Don't you ever tell no white woman she looks nice today. You do that, you're stupid. Because what you just did was set her up and you gave her a get out of jail free pass for anything she does. He's always telling me how nice I look. And I feel so pressured. And it just bothers me and I just haven't been able to focus on my work. You know? All right, I'm going to call Tyrone into the office. Tyrone, Karen has been saying that you've been kind of flirtatious and complimenting her looks. You see what I'm saying? That's how that goes. When it's time to hold her accountable, you're getting thrown under the bus, black man. Don't do it. Don't do it. You better avoid that shit. But avoid white women at work at all costs.
And it really fell along generations. And so we heard from some of our viewers because it got a lot of buzz. And so this is Donna. She says she's in her 50s and she writes on Facebook, I know that if I was wearing a new outfit or had a new haircut, I'd probably be a little hurt. If my coworkers did not acknowledge it, it would have nothing to do with my work.
Because we want to have an atmosphere where we are friendly with each other. What's wrong with saying, Robin, beautiful shirt? It's about the intention and how.
It's because she can use that against me in a court of law, motherfucker. So for now, she's a German Shepherd. And I will never compliment no German Shepherd. Appreciate you, cool, Chris. Say straight truth.
How well you know a person, so let's not get rid of that. Let's just think about it a little more.
But the younger generation, they saw it differently.
They've got a little room to grow in this, I think, because they feel like it's all about work. Let's not get too personal.
Okay, how about this group that you have here with us and here in the studio? Thank you very much for making yourselves available. Wait. By a show of hands, now having a little time and thinking about this and seeing both of these pieces, and I love how you all are watching yourself on TV right now. But by a show of hands, have you changed your attitude about the workplace? Has this changed your attitude at all in any kind of way? Show of hands. Yeah? Put them up high. Okay. Yeah. And that's what it, but
this is why a lot of motherfuckers want to work from home too, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers want to work from home so they don't have to be around this shit. Because working from home, you don't have to fucking deal with these motherfuckers. Most motherfuckers get fired for interpersonal relationships at work. Not even from violating actual, it's usually code, they call it code of conduct. Code of conduct is such a vague umbrella of bullshit. It's such a vague, fireable umbrella of bullshit that can get you fired, man. You know what I'm saying? They can always tie anything to code of conduct. You know what I'm saying? If you complimented her, code of conduct. If you cursed around her, if you on the phone talking about cursing, code of conduct. If you say the wrong thing on Twitter, on Facebook, code of conduct. If you post some crazy shit you was doing at a club, code of conduct. You reading the wrong type of material in the cafeteria, code of conduct. You wearing a shirt that represents a political party or something like that, code of conduct. If you're having a political conversation, code of conduct. Having a religious conversation, code of conduct. You know, stances against feminism, code of conduct. It could be a popularized shooting on the news or something like that, like a George Floyd situation, something like that. If your ideals on that situation does not align with the social norm, code of conduct violation. No cracking a joke on a motherfucker who got body odor to another motherfucker. That word gets back, code of conduct. Passionate argument pertaining to work. No cursing involved. If a voice gets raised, code of conduct. That's how they get your ass out of that workplace, black man. That's the power of the vagina in the workplace. White vagina rules everything. They rule everything. You say the wrong thing on social media, anything, if the white woman is offended, code of conduct. Straight up. You can't hold them accountable. You can't criticize their work in any bad ways, and you can't push the white woman to do more. Code of conduct, discrimination, harassment, hostile work environment. She has all of these tools. All these tools that can be used. She is the hardest to get work out of. She is that powerful, and she will not be fired. Straight up. If you just tuned in, you are live with Minister Jap, man. Today we'll talk about working around white women as a black man. Listen, man, this is real shit, man. Brother's been waiting on this one all week. I got the top 13 reasons why you can't work with white women at the workplace. Coming right after this short break. Y'all motherfuckers don't go nowhere. We're gonna take 2 minutes break. Give me a little water or something. A hot tea. We're coming right back. Yeah. Church, check in. Listen, if you like this exclusive content, make sure you go over to Patreon, become a member, and you're going to have unlimited access to all my banned from YouTube content, banned from the public. People cannot take this heat. We dropping straight heat, straight fire. You know how we do. Follow me on all social media platforms. The link is in the description. Again, join the Patreon. It starts as low as $5. Join. Peace.